And that's right. We're here on this March 5th, 2021. Guys, we got a great conversation going on today. We're going to be speaking with a couple of fantastic people who know a lot about the business and their specific business. In particular, our first guest is going to be Mr. David DeGualo. He's a trainer for Mr. Tommy Bamberger, who's going to be fighting for the IKF United States Certified title on March the 20th. He's going to be taking on Tyrese Cunningham in Myrtle Beach at the Landmark Resort, guys. It's going to be a fantastic fight. One of the main events there, of course, along with a lot of other fights that are going to be going on that weekend. And then after that, we're going to bring up a really intriguing guest. I think you guys are going to be really surprised about the conversation with who we call our master DJ Chris Abson. That's what I call him, Chris Abson, but he has another name, but I'm not going to try it right now, right? He will explain that name a little bit more when it comes on the show. So if you're into entertainment and music and the business and you want to get more into the art of it, I tell you what, join us for that conversation. We also want to thank our sponsors always, Eastern Offset Printing. They're out of Atlantic Beach, North Carolina. Want to thank them for all they do for us. Be sure to contact them if you're looking for business cards and posters and things like that, guys. They can get it for you and do a great job at it as well. We have several upcoming events this weekend. We'll be in tomorrow. Actually, we'll be in Sumter, South Carolina for the Sumter, I almost call it the Sumter Classic, but it's not so much the Sumter Classic. It's going to be the Sumter kickboxing event that we do with Mr. Jerome Robinson. It's Point Muay Thai and kickboxing sparring. Also, Point Boxing will also be there. Several signups already, guys. Men, women, and juniors will be there in some great action. I hope you guys come out if you're not doing anything under COVID-19 protocols. Really important to know that as well. So, Sumter, South Carolina, Robinson MMA registration ends tonight. Advanced registration ends tonight at 7 o'clock. You can register at the door tomorrow morning, starting at 9 a.m., at 10 a.m. And just come there and be prepared for a great event. It is a lot of fun. We want you to also check us out on our Instagram channels, guys. We have Instagram, we have YouTube, we have with Johnny Davis Live. We have all of these different places to check us out on social media. We want you to go and like our AK Promotions page as well on Facebook. You know, later on, I'm excited about this as well, that I'm going to be showing you the awards that we're going to be giving, or not giving away, awarding and to people at the Spring Classic. You know, really nice belts and cups. I'm going to show you why we go all the way to the top. We try to make our awards really nice, and it's something that you can hold on to for your life, right? So check us out there. Always, guys, it's going to be a lot of fun here a little bit later. All right, so everyone should know by now that the Spring Classic is coming up March 19th through the 21st at the Landmark Resort in Myrtle Beach, guys. Tickets are on sale now. You want to get those tickets at akpromotion.org. You can get separate tickets. You can get weekend passes, camera passes, all kinds of stuff. Go to the website on the calendar and check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun. Over 130 fights, or 20, I would say 20-some fights that weekend. The Point Muay Thai kickboxing tournament is also going on that weekend on the 20th. Semi-contact, you can still register for that, not the full contact, but the semi. And we're looking at that really close, guys. If you want to get in on that event, be sure to come out and participate in the Point Muay Thai kickboxing. All right, so final words here before we bring up our next guest. Be sure to go ahead and book your rooms at the hotel. Really important, at the Landmark. That is our host hotel. Be sure to check that out, guys. So before they fill up, because once they fill up, then we have to probably give you another host hotel. It's important to help us out with that hotel. All right, guys. Without any further ado, we want to bring up our next guest. There, he is none other than a man who's been in the martial arts for quite some time. He also is the owner of Unlimited. I think it's Unlimited Kickboxing. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. David DeGualo. How are you, sir?
Doing great, thank you, Johnny.
Awesome. So great to have you on today. I certainly appreciate it. The last time I think we had you on, that you were we had you on, I think, right after you won the split contest.
Yeah, I have that. I have that right here too.
Right. Well, I think what you have on the wall there's a certificate,
That's
right?
right.
That we
That's right.
sent you for winning because I mean we're so impressed and we did a contest and people were basically voted on it and you won, all right? Because at the tender age of 25 years old, I mean that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. I remember those days. I wish that was yesterday. Feels like
No,
yesterday.
no, I'm saying that you're only 25 and doing that. That's what I'm saying. and then I wake up, right?
That's right.
No, it's really impressive that you can do that. You can still do that. That was last year. Can you still do it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I mean, I think that is awesomely and just so impressive because listen, now I'm 58 now. I talk about that all the time, but I don't try to do splits like that anymore. I want to walk the next day.
Well, we stretch in all the classes. I almost always partake in it. That's the only stretching I do is and it's we kind of run through it, but I feel like I'm just maintaining it. I don't really push it a little bit further. But next time you have that contest, if I know a month ahead of time, I'm going to put some effort into it because the other guys were amazing. I just got more votes, but I can't remember his name. But
Dan King. Dan King.
Yes.
Yeah, and Dan King, he did something not long ago, just a few weeks ago, that was so impressive. And I'm like, oh my, he's bending like the other way.
I might have to bow down. I might have to bow down to him this year.
Right. No, so I was almost saying, I think you done won. I think you've already won. What we want to talk a little bit. Want to talk a little bit about today is your fighter, Tommy Bamberger, and the fact that he is going to be fighting for a certified IKF United States title coming up here in a few weeks. Let's go back just a little bit. How do you know Tommy?
So Tommy's brother used to come to my gym and train and fought a few times. But Tommy started coming to my gym when he was about, I want to say 14 or 15.
Oh!
And he hasn't left.
You've known him since he was 14 years old?
Yeah, 10 years, 10, 11 years now. Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. That's pretty amazing. Tell me, what about him? Let's go back when he first came. What kind of kid was he when he first came to your club?
Very quiet. He's still pretty quiet, less quiet with, around amongst the people he's trains with all the time. But he's a pretty quiet guy. He will fight anybody. I mean, he even in the gym, anywhere, and I don't mean that like, fight like trying to hurt somebody, but he never hesitates to train hard. Always has been that way. I don't know if it's a younger brother scenario because I'm a younger brother and I have a lot of cousins and stuff. So for me, that was competing with my siblings was always a big deal. I'm not sure if that was the case with Tommy. He just took to it and it's been just wonderful at it.
He's not a very big guy. He's not like a big guy or anything like that, but he looks like he's in incredible shape.
He is.
Right. So what is it about that you think that makes him dive in the way he does? Did he have any bullying issues or have any issues with maybe, I don't know, but he seems to be in incredible condition just looking at his abs.
Yes. I don't know anything about any bullying. He's never shared that with me. Although we've talked about a lot of things. Excuse me. There's no bullying stories that I recall. And Tommy is an amazing person. Most of us have some adrenaline going on, some excitement before a fight. Some people call it nervousness or anxiety. It's excitement. I think it's excitement. It's always excitement. And, Tommy, he is never nervous, ever. It's the weirdest thing. In the gym, other gyms, during fights, before fights, there's no sign of it whatsoever. Now, it's not just a poker face. I mean, his heart rate's the same. He's just genuinely ready to go. He just wants to compete.
Right. So he's been out there. He's competed in a lot of different events, has like 20 fights and stuff like that, mostly in the Muay Thai and kickboxing. But does he have like a karate background as well? Or is it all like?
He does not.
Okay. So it's mostly just the Muay Thai and kickboxing.
Yeah, his dad was a karate guy, and his dad also trained with Felipe Garcia in Denver years ago. I'm sure Tommy was at the gym when he was a little kid, but I don't think he actually trained there. I'm not even sure if Tommy remembers that or not.
Right.
But, his father and I talk about that once because I fought Felipe in Denver.
Right.
His father happened to be there years before I met Tommy or Jeremy. So it was we have a lot to talk about.
Right, right. Well, like I said, you were, professional fighter. Were you a world champion fighter or a professional?
I was not a world champion, but I was rated #1 in the world for a few years in a row, and I was a United States champion.
I think the problem with that was that Felipe Garcia. He was a
No,
beast.
actually, I'll tell you what. Troy Dorsey is a fantastic fighter, but I never got a chance to fight Troy because he was boxing. He was working on that world championship, and at the time, the ISK did not press him to defend his title for a few years in a row.
Right.
Now, whether it would have been him or another world championship, like I did fight Dennis Mongoose for the WK World Championship in his hometown with his judges back before the athletic commissions were involved and stuff.
Right.
I lost the decision, and it is what it is. But I've never won a world championship.
So let me ask you a question though, with your career, right? Because you were really in the thick of it, what are your expectations for someone like Tommy? How do you paint the picture of the fight industry to him when you've had some maybe close decisions, not good decisions, or whatever? What is the ultimate lesson that you try to teach him based on your experience?
Well, the records really don't mean squat when you're an amateur. And even as you turn pro, I mean, of course, it makes a massive difference on how you're promoted and how you can make more money. Okay, because it becomes a business at this point. And so, winning the amateur career basically should be, if you're think about turning pro, and Tommy is that it is your practice to turn pro.
Right.
So that being said, yeah, practicing and fighting and working on all those things that you were taking some fights maybe you probably shouldn't have taken, or you did take anyway. And, that, of course, is on me on some of them. But Tommy is ready to go and is in fantastic shape. I think he's lost a couple bad decisions, but that's neither here nor there. He did lose a couple fights, and he's won many of those fights.
Well, his record is like a 50-50 record, if you will. That's what I like, a 50-50 record and all. But it shows tremendous experience. And again, he's fought in some of the bigger tournaments across the country. What do you think the biggest lessons that he's learned that's going to help perhaps propel him forward in a big fight like this?
Well, over the last couple of years, Tommy's become less of a nice person. And I don't mean that in a literal everyday kind of life way. I'm talking about when it actually comes to fighting. He has decided a couple of years ago he doesn't want to lose anymore, and he's been fighting accordingly, and he's been fantastic. And we just throw out there, my first few fights as a pro, I didn't do so good. But within a year and a half, 2 years, I was in the top 10. And a couple of years after that, I was rated #1 in the world. So, it makes they're valuable lessons. Of course, any fight, win, lose, or draw, is a valuable lesson if you look at it as a valuable lesson.
Right.
And I think Tommy has taken all that in, and he wants to propel himself into professional status.
Can you give me an example of when in a fight that he perhaps was losing, that he came back and won?
Oh boy. I gotta be honest with you. I feel like Tommy has never actually done what you just described. I feel like he's lost on the fights that he's lost. It was a close couple rounds and one that he lost, or he just slightly lost each of those rounds. Or like I said, a combination of things. And judges are judges. They see what they see. Sometimes I see things differently. Usually, I'm harder on my guys as their cornerman, and saying, listen, I've a couple of times I said this to my fighters. Tommy might be one of them. That after the fight, before the judgment was called, the decision was made, I said, I don't think you'll win this one. I go, but hey, we learned a lot. You did great, blah blah blah, and they end up winning. So I'm not, because I'm seeing my guys how they train all the time, and fighting is not always the same. Sometimes it's better, sometimes not so much.
Right. Again, you're in there, you're competing, you're giving 110%, and you're not necessarily the judge, although you can tell if your fighter's losing, but if it's close, it's close. Yeah. That's what judges are for.
You can also tell if your fighter is doing what he does in the gym, which is much more comfortable, of course. It's not competition. Then as well as I do, that makes massive difference for some people. Some people are fantastic in the gym, can't compete. Some people are in the gym, and they're fantastic competitors.
Right.
So,
Well, what about peaking? Do you focus on the peaking? Because some people peak early, some people peak late. When it comes to, do
are
you
you
think?
referring to age? Are you referring to age?
No, I'm talking more to skill level and maybe even conditioning and maybe mindset. Do you think that he's at the level now that he might be at his best?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
I think that, I mean, realistically, I'm a much better fighter now than I was when I was fighting, my
Right.
opinion. Now, I can't take the shots like I used to.
Right.
Things hurt more. I don't heal quite as quickly.
Right.
I don't compete anymore either. But I did fight in the Pan Am Games down in Brazil when I was 48, and I got a
Wow.
gold and silver in 2 different weight divisions.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
So that being said, like I felt like I was in great shape at the time. But that silver hurt, and I realized, okay, it's time to stop doing
Right,
that.
right. You got to know. But and I get that. So with
But
with the guy, a young fighter, Tommy's only 25 years old.
correct.
But he has under 20 some fights under his belt. I'm asking, do you think that he has the ability to be able to maybe give his absolute best performance on March 20th?
Oh my God, it'll be the best to date for sure.
Well, let me ask you a little bit about the opponent, Tyrese Cunningham. And again, we opened this up to 3 other fighters to be able to jump in this, and Tyrese is the anchor. Now, I've seen Tyrese, and I've watched him. His demeanor is really kind of laid back. He doesn't talk a whole lot. Huh? Well,
these guys will probably be great friends. That sounds like Tommy.
well, I'm just telling you, he doesn't talk a whole lot, but when he gets in the ring, he's very aggressive in the ring. He's like I don't know. He just kind of changes, right? But he's really nice. He's quiet, but you can see a little bit of an edge on him if you talk to him long enough, right? He wears glasses and he kind of sits back and doesn't say let his trainers, like as Nico Cunningham, who I see on here, who's very boisterous and stuff like that. But Tyrese is laid back, right? And he doesn't say much, but he gets in the ring and he almost turns it into a street fight. How do you think Tommy can deal with something like this? I mean, with somebody coming at him so aggressively.
So we went down to Cuba a few years ago on a U.S. team. I was one of the coaches, and Tommy was one of the team members for guys from all over the country. First time anyone went down to Cuba to fight kickboxing in a big tournament match. Anyway, Tommy fought a guy that was 30-0. Guy was fantastic fighter.
Wow.
He came at Tommy like lightning. Now, Tommy lost the decision, but Tommy went toe-to-toe, and that's where he got his nickname, the Tank. He didn't give up. He went right after this guy. He stayed right in there, didn't back up, and just went hard as he could.
Right.
This guy was amazingly fast and just didn't stop. Tommy did his best. He didn't get hurt, didn't get knocked down, didn't get nothing. And so my point is, I think he'll be going right after this guy.
Well, and you have a situation here where Tyrese just turned 18. He hasn't been 18 that long. So a lot of his record is a junior record. I think that is something to say. A lot of his records, Tommy is 25 years old. I mean, he's kind of like grown man thing. So do you think that man strength thing might come into play?
That's hard to say because Tyrese is no chump, and I turned pro when I was 19. Then, I was fighting world-class guys. My first, second, and third. My first fight was a U.S. champion fight.
Right.
So it's hard to say. Tyrese could be. I'm sure he's amazing. I've no doubt he's going to be a great fighter, and it's going to be a great show.
Yeah. I've seen him fight before. I mean, obviously, I would not have anchored him for this title if I thought he was a chump. I don't do that. Of course. But likewise, we don't approve people for contenders if we think they're a chump either, because that's not what we do. We want somebody who's going to come in there and going to give it 110%, right? And they have a chance, even if it's that puncher's chance, right? Whatever it is of winning, and that is important, and all. But I'm just trying to get the mindset of what one might feel in going up against a challenge like this. Now, with again that entire team there, they come strong, they come aggressive, and are inside and outside of the ring for that matter. Other than, like I said, the quiet, laid back style of Tyrese Cunningham. That remains to be seen whether or not at this level. I don't think he's fought for a title at this level either, right? He's, again, only 18 years old. All of that, I mean, right now I know his trainers have a lot of confidence in him, but who's to say he doesn't fold a little bit under the lights, you know,
we're banking on that. Our side is. I'm sure he's doing the same thing, but of course, we have our thoughts, and I don't really know. I'm just based on my age when I was turned pro and everything. To say Tyrese is going to be less strong than Tommy because Tommy is older, I doubt that. I don't expect that. We don't train for that. We don't think he's going to be weaker because he just turned 18. He's a man. He's 18 years old. He's a man, and he's been working at being a man for years, competing.
Right. Well, I'm just saying he's fought in some men division. He's a strong kid, and he's an aggressive kid. He's very talented, and but I think Tommy's going to go in there and give him a really run for his money, and that's what we're looking for. So I think people can really get excited about that. What would it mean for Tommy and you and your team to win this certified United States title?
It'll be fantastic. From there, we try to think about that until this fight is over, of course. But from there, the idea is, of course, is if there's an international or some sort of international competition, because Tommy wants to turn pro and he wants to win this and the next fights prior to turn pro, whatever it includes.
Well, of course, if he wins, he becomes our champion, if you will, and we're gonna have him defend that in October. And then we got the Georgia event as well. Then we got the Spring Classic again back in March of next year. I mean, so there's couple opportunities before he considers going pro that we can be moving him up. Whoever wins, whoever the champion is, that's the way we do it. We just have a different kind of format for our champions. And I think people are going to like being a part of the AK Promotions network, if you will. Give me your final thoughts, if you will, on about the fight and about people coming to see the fight, those who might be interested in coming to see, and just on Tommy as a fighter.
Both these fighters are fantastic. Tommy will never give up. He won't stop. He will go if it goes 5 rounds. Tommy will be putting out that 100%, 110%, whatever you want to call it, the entire time. He will not give up. I expect it to be a fantastic show. It has the potential of being a 5-round nail biter. It could be an amazing fight. Like you said earlier, either one of these guys could land that shot, could be the end, because they're both talented fighters.
Right.
It's going to be, I'm getting goosebumps right now. It's going to be exciting no matter what.
Right. I just noticed Bam still somebody who came on just now. I haven't spoken to him in a while. He's saying hello to you, David. And everything, he's one of the obviously top referees with the IKF and all that, good guy and, doing so. I know he's ready to get going again in California. I mean, they've been shut down. They've been shut down over there for a minute. And obviously I'm working in the background right now, with the IKF and all of that, trying to, get, kickboxing going again in that area, because I think it's just time, to get it going so that we can, get business. How's it been, really quick before I let you go, how's it been over in Florida? What have you guys been doing over there as far as events?
Well, my opinion, it's been a blessing living in Florida under the circumstances of this last year. Are you kidding me? We have been involved in several promotions. We even had one that I was indirectly involved in. We had several other fighters fighting in it.
Right.
One of my fighters is fighting for a Muay Thai championship next weekend. Or no, sorry, tomorrow night. We're going for weigh-ins.
You might want to get that timeline right.
I better show up tonight. We have the weigh-ins tonight in Orlando. So there's been promotions going on for a while there. They were pretty slow and few and far in between.
Right.
But it's picking up. It's picking up considerably now.
Oh, good. Well, great. You know what, David, it's been a pleasure having you on, and I wish Tommy all the luck and skill in the world. I think he's going to give a great showing for you and the team, and I think that, he's certainly deserving of this opportunity, and I think having you as a trainer is absolutely an asset, so we're looking forward to seeing you guys in a few weeks. Okay, brother?
Looking forward to seeing you, Johnny. Thank you very much.
Thank you, David. Appreciate it, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, speaking there, Mr. David DeGualo there. He's a trainer for Mr. Tommy Bamberger, who is going to be challenging Mr. Tyrese Cunningham for the certified IKF United States title on March the 20th in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina at the Landmark Resort. Those tickets are on sale now at akpromotions.org. Be sure to check this out. As I said a little bit later on, guys, in the show, we're going to be showing you some of the awards that we're going to be giving. I say giving, it ain't giving. You got to earn those babies, right? So I'll be showing those just a little bit later in the show, our nice belts and our cups and our medals and things like that for the fighters. So we certainly want to show you that. And I think that's going to be absolutely fantastic, for you guys to see that. Once again, Tommy Bamberger is going to be doing his thing March the 20th in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina at the Landmark Resort. Hope you guys will come out and support him. akpromotions.org. All the ticket information is there. By the way, tickets are now discounted up until Monday, right? So you want to go ahead and get them. This is the best time to buy them, as they will be going up as the event nears. So certainly do check that out on the website at akpromotions.org. Okay, as we bring up our next guest there, we want to make sure that he gets back in the lobby there. Not seeing him on the screen, Mr. Chris Abson, and kind of disappeared there for a moment. maybe somebody grabbed him and everything. But we're going to move until I see him back in the screen. We'll move on to the next subject and chat a little bit about that. All right, so let's move right on. Where are we here? I want to talk a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about the awards really quick that are going to be given away. And when Mr. Abson comes back, then we will chat with him. That will be given away at the Spring Classic. Guys, this is exciting stuff for me as far as I'm concerned. I just want you guys to see. And you know what? I want to give kudos to Mr. Steve Fossum, right? Because, working with him, he's the president and CEO of iCare. He always give these beautiful belts, sometimes too nice, right? For amateurs, right? Beautiful belts and cups and all that, So, I'll be honest with you, he spoiled me to the point where I say, okay, well, I'm going to have to don't try to compete with iCare because this stuff is nicer than mine. It really is. The belts are, and the cups are, and all of that. But, we're doing okay for a regional type event that we're doing. So right now, I'm going to give you a reveal, right, for the actual belt that we are going to be awarding, giving away. I keep saying giving because it is not giving. We're not giving anything away. You're really going to have to work your butt off to get that belt, and that is a fact. And anybody who's been to the East Coast Classic or the Spring Classic, they know that they're going to have to work really hard for those. All right, so here we go. So the first, this is the color and everything I decided to go with this year. And I've done this in the past. Here we go. This baby got some weight on it. I always like this. Boom, we're going to go with green this year. That's right, guys. We're going with the green belt. As you can see right now, that baby's weighted too. Look, it's heavy. It's got some weight on it, right? So really nice undisputed belt there. You see it has a new kind of logo there in the middle as well, guys. That is going to be fantastic. If you guys like that, guys, go ahead and make a note right there. That if you like that belt, look at that baby shining. Yes, indeed. All right, so those are going to be the belts this year. That is going to be the color and everything, all green. This year is going to be a great showing. And also the medals, right, will also, everybody who participates in the event will also get a nice medal, right, in the event. Now, we also have the Novice Division. That's open division. Now, everybody won't get a belt. That's open division only, right? But those who are fighting in the Novice Division, if you want to check out something nice, look at that. Every time I do this, that cup is much bigger than I always think, but it's a really huge cup. As you can see what it says right there, the Novice winners. You're going to get that little glare out of it right there. There you go. So Novice champion. So Novice champions will be walking away with this beautiful cup, right? And then we also have the Pkb Tournament. The Pkb Tournament is going to be going on. We're going to have a lot of the open divisions that will be fighting for our grand championship belts, right? That's going to be nice. And also a medal that goes along with that. So that's a quick review. Oh, and also in the Pkb, everybody who wins their division also gets the trophies for, divisions that are not belt divisions. Really nice trophies and awards and things like that. So we're going all out to give the best awards for our competitors, and it's worth the trip. It's worth you being a part of this event and winning those awards, taking them back home, and then going to your local newspaper, right? Going to your local newspaper and letting them know what you've won. And showing that off. Do like my mama did, go to the local newspaper and everything, and let them know that, hey, that I won this nice award hold on one second, just had to reach out to someone. I won this nice award show, put me in your paper, right? So all of those things are really, really important, to do when you go to these events and you win. Don't just, win and then put it up on your shelf and don't tell people about it. Even if you are a part of the Spring Classic in any way, at this point in time for the next 2 weeks, you need to be posting this on your social media. You need to be putting it everywhere to let people know, right, that you are going to be a part of the Spring Classic. Not just for my event, but that's any event that you do. Everybody has to be a part of the promotion in order to make it work. Now, I'm looking right here and I'm looking at the screen. I don't see Chris. I guess Chris disappeared. I don't know if somebody hit him in the head or what, because he was out of town on vacation. Maybe somebody grabbed him or he went to sleep. I don't know what happened. But I see the picture of his camera in the lobby, but somewhere he disappeared. I hope he's okay. I'm not really sure, but I'm certainly waiting on him to come back in the screen and everything, and then go from there. Who's Mr. Jerry Anderson there is on. He's saying something there. I'll be calling you a little bit. I'll be bringing down my other promoters with me for March 20th fight. Got some fighters fighting. Okay, great. Awesome. Looking forward to seeing you and meeting you. I say meeting because sometimes people might already know me, but and I might have met them, but sometimes I just cannot, connect the dots and everything, and then just kind of go from there. So, but anyway, I'm still waiting on Chris. I don't know where he went. He kind of disappeared there, and we'll only stay here a few more minutes, and hopefully we'll get it back on, and we will be chatting with him, and we can find out exactly what happened to him and that coming up. Anyway, more about these Coast Classics. So remember, the Spring Classic, right, will be where we are having four shows, right, where you can get tickets, right? So you can get them from on the website, akpost.org. We have a Friday night show from 6 to 11. We have another show from 9 to 5 on Saturday morning, right? And then on Saturday night, we have another show from 6 to 11, right? And then on Sunday, we have yet another show, our final show from like 9 to 5. So a lot of fights, a lot of action. Anybody in the Myrtle Beach area should definitely check out the event. And come out and be a part of it, because I think it's something that they're going to really enjoy. It's like Las Vegas-like entertainment. Las Vegas-like entertainment on the Grand Strand. That is the way we're building it, and I think that people are going to really be impressed by the show, making sure we have a lot of lights, camera, music. And, the thing about fighting is that I already know, right, that the fighters are going to do their part. That's why I put so much emphasis on what I do, because I know the quality and the professionalism of our fighters, right? I already know that the sport of Muay Thai and kickboxing is one of the most exciting contact sports in the world. And the reason why I invest in it the way I do is because one day I believe that it will be on the top echelon of sports again. But we have to promote it the right way. We have to give it 110. We have to give it everything that we have. That's why I'm okay with promoting juniors. I'm okay with, giving these kids an outlet to showcase their skills. I'm okay with putting them on the posters and letting people know, hey, this is what we're doing, as well as the adults, men, women, juniors. Hey, I don't discriminate, right? So whatever we can do to promote the fighters and promote the clubs that are involved with us and the sport as a whole, we are going to give it 110% to do so, right? So all we need is the support of the spectators and the trainers, obviously, and the fighters. If we have that support, right, we will take this sport to another level, guys. You will be a part of seeing us not only in bigger venues, but also on national TV. Sometimes I'm amazed. I look at TV and the TV that we have in our house, and I swear to you, there must be 300 channels, right? Are you telling me there's not a channel that we can't get for kickboxing? Are you serious right now? As exciting as this is, listen, this is my challenge to you out there, people. If you know TV people who are out there, TV executives who that's their job, go and mention it to them that, hey, there's, some homes out there who are serious that has this product that can be a part of their television network and increase their viewership, right? You probably know, it might be your neighbor, right? Who you know someone who knows someone who knows someone more than likely who can help get us back on TV. Now I know there's Fight Pass going on out there and things like that, but I believe seriously that we can get networks like we used to be back in ESPN and stuff like that. I really believe that we can get that back. And I'm trying to promote, me and I know some other people are trying to promote to a level where people can actually see that, wow, this can actually be a nice television product, right? But we need your help in order to do that. That's the only way, right, that we can make this happen is with your help. So TV is a big part of this. Sponsorships are a big part of this. If you know people who would be interested in backing us and supporting us and donating to help us go to that next level, right? Let us know, right? And unfortunately, what happens sometimes is that it's kind of like a good old boy network. It's just because you don't know me, right? You won't recommend me, but you might recommend your friend down the street who's also just started promoting, right? Don't really know a lot about the business, and they'll go and they'll just do one or two shows and then it's over. What we're looking for is for people to look at the long term and what we can build. I am telling you right now, with every ounce of me, that what we have in this sport, that we can be as big, if not bigger than the UFC. I am telling you this, but you have to believe that. I believe it. But you, the trainers and the fighters and the spectators, have to believe how great the sport of Muay Thai kickboxing is. But listen, we had it going on back in the 80s, for a while. There were some things that went on, it went down. But I am telling you, my goal is to rebuild this sport, to take it to its deserving magnitude, along with all the fighters and the trainers out there. Right? And we're going to do it the right way. We're not going to do it in a cage because that's not what I do. I want to do it in a ring because I think we need to be in a ring. Now, I can appreciate promoters putting kickboxers on these shows, right, and putting them in cages. Okay, that's fine. At least the guys are getting some work. But you know what? I want to go to our habitat. Our habitat's in the ring. That's what we do. And I want to promote it the right way. And I want people to come on board and give us a hand in doing it the right way. That's what I call the right way. That's my opinion. You don't have to agree with it, right? That's my opinion. But I believe that we have a great sport and everything, and we can go from there. All right, guys, listen, that's all I have for you right now. I don't know what happened to Chris. I really don't know. He's in my lobby. I see his camera on. I hope he's okay. I hope we didn't have a live bad scene that happened here. I see his camera. He was out of the area and everything, and I see his camera right there. I don't know what else to say. That he's just not there, other than he's not there, and he was there, and so I have no idea what happened to him. I really don't. Nothing to do with me, right? But he's not there, so I'm gonna run on and I got to take care of some other things today. Maybe we'll chat at another time. I have no idea what happened. I'm actually kind of a little concerned now. So can I get him back on the phone here and just make sure he's okay? That's the main thing for me. But anyway, guys, hey, that's all I have for you today. I want to say good luck once again to Mr. David DeGuello, Mr. Tommy Bamberger, and hope that they are going to have a successful outing here on March 20th as they vie for the IKF United States Championship. Thank all of you guys for watching today. Remember, guys, I want you to continue to wear those masks, guys, until we are through this COVID-19. My condolences go to all of the families and people who have lost, people, etc., etc. But I am so, sorry about that. Hey, I just found out that in my area that I'm going to be getting my COVID-19 vaccine. I'm old. That just shows I'm old, right? Just met the categories with some underlying conditions and stuff, I guess, which I do, right? I had asthma really, really bad. And really, I've been thinking about the COVID. You guys aren't thinking, even though we've been successful in all these events. But I'm one that, was in a tent as a baby, as a year or so with asthma. Right, and so I've been obviously very concerned with the COVID and everything, and the fact that if I were one of these people to get it, that it could very well affect me more than other people. Right? So I'm getting my vaccination. I'm going to go live when I get it, by the way, just to let people know that I am going to do what I said I was going to do because I respect the medical industry, right? And I think that we're going to be fine. Millions of people have gotten it already, and they've done fine with it. And I feel very confident that getting the vaccine is the right thing to do because it's respect for other people is why I'm getting it. I'm pretty healthy, right? But respect for other people, right? Not understanding their conditions and things like that. I am going to get that vaccine. Looking forward to it, and I'll go live whenever I'm there. Listen, as I said, guys, always, respect each other. Fort March. This is Johnny Davis Live, and I'll see you again real soon. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.